off for the South Carolina team, number 8, Caleb Blackwell.
Hi, everybody. Welcome back to Bearpin Park. Field number 2, Robert Williamson set to bring you the coverage on the final game of the day here. It is Pool 4, where South Carolina and Cleveland will tangle. South Carolina has already beaten a squad out of Alabama by a 10-zip score. If they knock off Cleveland, then Cleveland will be out of the scenario for a championship bid. South Carolina and Alabama will advance as the 1 and 2 teams in Pool 4. If Cleveland wins, it throws things into a quagmire. You'll have 3 teams tied at 1 and 1 overall, and we'll have to go to the tiebreaker scenario. Caleb Blackwell steps in to start things off for South Carolina. Decked out in the black and white, and the blue and white is Cleveland, and with that pitch and that pop-up, this game is underway as it is over the head at second of Lamontre Brown. And on is Caleb Blackwell to begin the first. Let's get that South Carolina lineup set for you.
Now batting number 3, Connor Catanillo.
Connor Catanillo, the center fielder, stepping in as the number 2 hitter. Of course, second baseman Caleb Blackwell leading things off. He is now over at first. Shortstop Andrew Blackwell batting third. Brandon Bolton is the cleanup hitter, and he will play left. Bowman Rummel catches and bats fifth. Cole Dinkins, the first baseman, will bat sixth. Right fielder Kellen Moore in the 7th spot. Right center fielder Andrew Botar has the 8th spot. Caden McGuff is the third baseman batting 9th. Tyler Reed will hit 10th. Brandon Snur is the 11th hitter. It is ground to short. Make that third. Griffin fields but throws into right field. Blackwell heading to third, and he will be safely there. Runners at first and third with a throw back to pitcher Jonathan Jackson. Catanillo will go to second. So a couple of base runners aboard for Andrew Blackwell.
Now batting number 6, Andrew Blackwell.
Snur batting 11th, and Cooper Penfield, the pitcher, will bat in the 12th spot for South Carolina. Andrew Blackwell with a couple of base runners aboard, both RBI opportunities here in the top part of the first. No swing on the opening pitch. Cleveland's got Jonathan Jackson in the circle beside the pitching machine. Terrion Williams is behind the plate. At first, Randy Payne. The shortstop is Dominic Spinks. At second, Lamontre Brown, and at third, Javarius Griffin. In the outfield, McCarrick Harris in left center, Jacavius Griffin. In right center, Jordan Selfin. In right field, Darren White. This one launched down the line towards right field. Over to cut it off is White. In to score Blackwell. Catanillo close behind. It's a Blackwell double that drives in a pair of South Carolina runs.
Now batting number 10, Brandon Bolton.
South Carolina, the 2-zip lead with nobody gone, and Brandon Bolton coming to the plate. Bowman Rummel moving to the on-deck circle. Well, the game is getting underway about an hour late. But considering some of the stuff we've encountered over the course of a season, not griping about an hour late start for the game. Did stuff down in Lakeland for the state of Florida, and every single day, I don't mean every other day or every once in a while, roll towards third. Griffin will field, will not make a throw. And everybody's safe. Blackwell at second, Bolton at first.
Now batting number 14, Bowman Rummel.
But every day had rain delays. So when you can go through a day and get everything in, and I don't think we're going to see any rain today. We had clouds earlier, but it has cleared up. Have had wind, though. A rather brisk breeze blowing right to left across the diamond and continues to do so into the last game of the day. That's something that's been a constant today. We have had a steady wind It seemingly has had little to do with play. I haven't seen that many shots that have created issues wind-wise. There's a base hit from Rummel up the middle. Blackwell rounding third, coming in to score. Headed to third is Bolton. Throw over, and it's not in time. Sliding underneath the tag is Bolton as Javarius Griffin took the throw high and tagged high. Bolton will get in safely at third. Blackwell to score. And Bowman Rummel is now the base runner at second. South Carolina now with a 3-zip lead as Cole Dinkins steps in. Kellen Moore to the on-deck circle. Well, I see that folks remember the shout-out number and or see the shout-out number. It's on the scoreboard. Send them in the second inning on. We will get to all your shout-outs. As Cole Dinkins awaits and gets a piece of the pitch and fouls it back. But other than the wind, it has been very nice weather-wise today. Here in Cleveland, 88 was the high, 84 currently. Drops down to about 65 overnight. Those winds out of the north at 14, and that is a steady 14. Sun will set at about 8:05. And if you need a little more weather info, the humidity is 57%. Barometric pressure 29.9, visibility 10, UV index 1. Conversation with Dinkins before Coach goes back to the machine. And we are getting a catcher change. That's why we've got a delay. So Williams, who started at the catcher spot, is coming out of the game, and a new catcher is coming in for Cleveland. So while we await the new catcher, let's take a break here on JockJive.com. Just about all White Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. The new catcher is Jeffrey Drummer, so Drummer in, Williams out for Cleveland. As Cole Dinkins awaits, sends it to short. Nice snag by Spinks, goes over to first with a throw, and a good dig on the opposite end by Payne. As Dinkins will wrap into the 6-3. Bolton will come in and score, so Dinkins will pick up an RBI on the 6-3 putout. And Rummel will go to third, but there's one away. Kellen Moore, the right-hander, batting with a base runner 60 feet from home. Andrew Botar moving to the on-deck circle. Scores from earlier in the day in machine pitch. Arkansas 8-4 over Texas. Tennessee beats Georgia 12-7. Mississippi knocks off Virginia 15-5. Florida a 6-4 winner over Texas, and then beats Arkansas 11-1. Alabama blanks Cleveland 13-zip. 5-2 North Carolina over Georgia. South Carolina beating Alabama 10-zip. As delivering into right field is Kellen Moore. The RBI single brings in the fifth North Carolina run. And then scampering to second is Moore.
Now batting number 2, Andrew Botar.
Andrew Botar with a base runner in scoring position. Caden McGuff moving to the on-deck circle. 1 away, 5 in, 1 aboard. Botar batting here in the last game of the day. Your machine pitch scores. Alabama beating North Carolina 10-2. Texas blanking Virginia 10-zip. North Carolina a 14-4 winner over Louisiana. Texas topples Florida 14-2. Louisiana in 7 innings beating Alabama 15-8. Mississippi a 7-5 winner over Arkansas. Tennessee takes Cleveland 12-2. Mississippi nipping South Carolina 2-1. It is launched right up the middle and pops in and out of the mitten of Jackson. He will field fire over to first, not get Botar, and Moore will go to third and then scampers home to score. And South Carolina now with a 6-zip lead as Caden McGuff digs in.
Now batting number 9, Caden McGuff.
Other coach pitch scores. Tennessee blanks Georgia 10-zip. South Carolina a 15-2 winner over Arkansas. So there you have it. You are updated on machine pitch and coach pitch heading into the last round of games for the first day of competition. Battling for the World Series in machine pitch and in coach pitch. In both divisions, 4 teams eliminated from championship contention. They will continue to play. The teams that finish last in each pool drop into the consolation bracket, still have some more baseball, but will not compete for the title. McGuff hits to short, Spinks, bobbles, retrieves, over to first with a throw. It is not in time, and Caden McGuff is on at first as Botar is at second.
Now batting number 11, Tyler Reed.
Couple of base runners on for Tyler Reed. Brandon Snurr moving to the on-deck circle. There are mercy rules applicable in all AA games. 15 after 3, 10 after 4. We have had several games today wrap up a little bit early. More so in the coach pitch than the machine pitch, though. Here's the 1-0 pitch to Reed. Coach puts ball in machine, sends it towards the plate, and it's shot up the middle. Into center field, Botar goes to third. McGuff at second. Reed is the base runner at first, and the bases are loaded for South Carolina.
Now batting number 5, Brandon Snurr.
Brandon Snurr to the plate, the 11th batter here in the first for South Carolina. Cooper Penfield on deck. 1 away. A total of 9 have gotten on. 6 have come in to score. And South Carolina with a 6-zip advantage here in the first. A quick reminder, games archived to their conclusion. You want to watch the game again and again, go to the same spot where you caught the live coverage. You can watch the archive version of the game. Want your own copy of a game? That's not a problem either, as it is fouled off by Snurr. Email info, I-N-F-O, info at JockJive.com, and we will get you fixed up. Well, we were going to wait until the second inning to get into shoutouts, but see, we got a bit of a backlog, so let's go to them. Now, here's the criteria, by the way. You got the number, 334-488-1385. Here's part of what we would like, if you'd let us know where you're watching from. Geography, city, county, state, well, county, maybe not that specific. City, state, or country. Roll towards second. Brown throws to short, covering second, and it gets away from Spinks. Botar will come in and score. McGuff does the same.
Now batting number 1, Cooper Penfield.
Reed at second, Snurr the base runner at first. And 2 more runs will played, and South Carolina's lead now 8. Cooper Penfield He will be in the batter's box after the conversation between coach and players wraps up. So the Cleveland coach talking to his crew. 12 batters have appeared here in the top part of the first, and there's one out for South Carolina. The advantage is 8. All right, the shout-outs. Criteria, where you're watching from, if it's a unique spot, you want to send a selfie, that'd be great too. And, of course, cheer on a team or a team member, all at 334-488-1385. Shout-out to number 7 on South Carolina Machine Pitch Team from Grandma and Mr. Tom. We are so proud of you. Shout out to Tyler Reed from your family in sunny Arizona. Let's go, Tyler Reed. Connor is watching you from Arizona. Keep going, Caden McGuff, Grandpa from Columbia, South Carolina, all-star third baseman. Pulling for our South Carolina team with a special shout-out for our grandson, Brandon Bolton, viewing from Chester, West Columbia, and Blythewood, South Carolina. The Tucson Jumping Spiders say, go get them, Tyler Reed. Tucson Jumping Spiders. Go Cole Dinkins, we're so proud of you. From Tim and Sharon in La Plume, Pennsylvania. Cooper Pinfield, the left-hander, batting with one away and a couple of base runners on here in the first. Go Caden McGuff in South Carolina. We're rooting for you all from Augusta, Georgia. 334-488-1385. Pinfield with a couple of base runners aboard at first and second. 8-zip South Carolina lead. Count evens up one apiece. 17-minute first stanza, top part of it. And it's still not over. Top of the order awaits on deck. Caleb Blackwell, who began the inning with a single, has moved to the on-deck circle. Popped up. And trying to make the catch basket style from first is Payne. Pops out of the mid. Everybody's safe. And the base is now loaded for South Carolina.
Now batting number 8, Caleb Blackwell.
Back to the top of the order here in the first, Caleb Blackwell. The shout-out says, go Blythewood boys from the Nutty Squirrel in Blythewood. Now, you folks have been eating for a while. Must be a buffet. I mean, they were texting from the Nutty Squirrel at 3 o'clock this afternoon. That's my kind of eat. Just go there, buffet, go there for lunch, sit and talk a while, watch a little bit of the game, and eat again in the evening. Or it might be owners of the Nutty Squirrel, or workers at the Nutty Squirrel. Wrapped over towards third, grabbed by Griffin, goes to third and gets the force out. From third, Reed will come in and score. Blackwell wrapping into the putout. That is out number 2.
Now batting number 3, Connor Captanillo.
Pinfield at second, Blackwell the base runner at first as Connor Captanillo steps in. Captanillo with a single in the first, batting again in the first. Andrew Blackwell to the on-deck circle. Shot right at Griffin. Griffin will scoop it up like a professional and go over to the bag, get the unassisted put out of Cooper Pinfield. And the top of the first will come to an end, but not before South Carolina scores 9. It's a 9-zip advantage. We head to the bottom of the inning, top of the Cleveland order after the break.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back. Her 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great Diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
And leading off for the Cleveland East side team, number 4, Randy Payne.
We enter the bottom of the first. Randy Payne starting things off, the first baseman for Cleveland. Rest of the order, it's Dominique Spinks, the shortstop, batting second. Third baseman Javarius Griffin in the 3-hole. Jacavius Griffin, the left center fielder, will bat fourth. Jonathan Jackson pitching and batting fifth. Jeffrey Drummer is the catcher in the 6th spot. Lamontre Brown playing second, will bat seventh. Left fielder LeCarrick Harris is in that 8th spot. Jordan Self in right center field bats ninth. Darren White, the right fielder, in the 10th spot. Jamari Hall bats 11th. And Terrion Williams batting 12th. Count even one apiece on Payne, as this one is lifted high into the air into foul territory. Chase given by Kellen Moore. South Carolina's defense. Cooper Penfield beside the pitching machine. Behind the plate, Bowman Rummel. We'll get to the rest of the infield after the pitch to Payne. Hit to second, fielded by Blackwell. And his throw to first will get Randy Payne for out number 1.
And now batting number 3, Dominic Spinks.
One away for Dominique Spinks. Cole Dinkins is at first. Second belongs to Caleb Blackwell. Andrew Blackwell in short. And at third, Caden McGuff. In the outfield, Brandon Bolton in left. Left center, Connor Cataneo. Right center, Andrew Botar. Kellen Moore is in right field. Dominique Spinks with one away, nobody aboard. Bottom part of the first, 9-zip South Carolina lead. As Blackwell, Cataneo, Blackwell, Bolton, Moore, Botar, McGuff, Reed all score in the first. More shout-outs coming in, 334-488-1385. Hit to short, fielded by Blackwell. And the throw to first in time to get Spinks on the 6-3 putout.
Now batting number 12, Javarius Griffin.
2 gone for Javarius Griffin. Javarius and Jacavius. Griffin and Griffin batting in the 3 and 4 spots. Let me mention Facebook and Twitter, by the way. You know we're trying to reach 10,000 likes on Facebook. Ground to first. Dinkins picks it up over to the bag. 3 up, 3 down in the bottom of the first. Now we'll talk more about Facebook. When we come back, got your shout-outs too after the break here on JockJive.com.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back. Her 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Now batting number 6, Andrew Blackwell.
Top of the second, Andrew Blackwell starting things off for South Carolina. Brandon Bolton, Bowman Rummel due up in the inning, too. I was mentioning Facebook and Twitter before we went to the break. We've got a goal of 10,000, and that's by the end of the summer. Now, granted, I'd like to get to 10,000 by the end of the tourney. That's probably not likely. But here is where we need to be to kind of be on the correct path to getting 10,000 this summer. Need to be, by the time this tournament ends, around 96, 9,700. Currently at 94. Blackwell hit to short. Nice job of fielding by Spinks. Hops up, throws over to first, not in time. Blackwell with an infield single to start things off, but a nice defensive stop by Spinks.
Now batting number 10, Brandon Bolton.
Brandon Bolton, who reached on an error in the first, batting here in the second. But just open up a brand new browser. We, again, don't want you to miss any game coverage. And then get all your friends and family to do the same so that we can get the 10,000. And I would like to say quit bugging you about it. And we would. We'd quit bothering you about the 10, and then we'd shoot for 11. But there's a benefit, too, not just to improving the numbers. We give you scores, schedules. When the brackets come out tonight, you'll be the first to know who is playing who. Also, if there are delays due to weather, you know about it first. So a lot of pluses. And plus, of course, you know how social media works. You want to comment on us, you can do that. I mean, we certainly prefer the good, but can handle the bad, too. So like us, JockJive Sports, grabbed by Brown, steps on the bag, and we'll get the lead runner, Blackwell. One away with Bolton at first. JockJive Sports. Put that in the search engine on Facebook, and then do the same on Twitter, except it is at JockJive. And while you're at it, you know, while you're doing all that stuff, subscribe to our YouTube channel, too.
Bowman Rummel.
Okay, those are the 3 requests, and I'll move on. Facebook, Twitter, YouTube. One out, one aboard. Bowman Rummel coming to the plate. And some adjustment on the pitcher. Jonathan Jackson has to be within a certain distance of the circle, so coach and official making that happen. Rummel driving this one foul. And it's a 1-strike count on Bowman Rummel, who had a single and scored a run in the first. All right, back to your shoutouts. 334-488-1385. Go Yarn Kellen from Milky. Proud of the Blackwood team, especially son Coach Moore and grandson Kellen. Go Cox. 0-1 pitch. Hops over the mid at short of Spinks, travels into center field, and then rolls towards the fence. Griffin on his way to catch it. Bolton stumbles while getting to second. And that means he is limited to third, while Rummel will wind up at first with a single. Base runners at first and third for Cole Dinkins. And speaking of Cole, shout out to Cole Dinkins, our favorite little baseball player.
Cole Dinkins.
We're cheering him on from the Outer Banks in North Carolina. Go number 7 from his Aunt Melissa and cousin Chase. And thanks very much for the selfie, and we'll get you on Facebook in a little bit. Melissa and Chase. I am familiar with the Outer Banks. Used to live in a place called Morehead City, North Carolina, which is, isn't it near? I know it's near, but I'm not sure if it's part of the Outer Banks or if the Outer Banks are near more. I don't know. I was young. But good to have the Outer Banks. And Melissa and Chase watching the coverage. 1-0 on Cole Dinkins. He ground out to short in the first, but was credited with an RBI. Hits this one to short. Spinks has got it. Goes to second to get the out there. The throw on to first will not turn the double play. Bolton will come in and score. Dinkins at first. It's now a 10-zip South Carolina lead, but there's 2 outs.
Now
here in the second.
4, Kellen Moore.
Kellen Moore singled and scored a run in the first. The Stucks are cheering on Cooper, a.k.a. Bob, Andrew Bowman, and the rest of the boys from the Bahamas. Just rub it in, why don't you? Well, we're glad you're watching from the Bahamas, though. Catching some baseball while copping some rays. Go Blackwood boys from the Petways in the 8U Girls Softball League. Shout out to number 4, Kellen Moore and the team. So proud of you. Represent for South Carolina. Love your Aunt Karen or Auntie Karen and Uncle Corey in West Columbia, South Carolina. Pops up on the infield and popped out on the mid at second of Lamontre Brown. Looked like Brown had made a spectacular catch, but then popped out of the mid. And Kellen Moore will get on. Compliments of the infield single. Couple of base runners aboard for Andrew Botar. Dinkins is at second.
Andrew Botar.
And Moore the base runner at first. Go Blythewood. We love Brandon Snurr from his neighbors watching at the Nutty Squirrel, local restaurant bar that helped send them to Mississippi. Well, thank you very much, Nutty Squirrel. We are glad that you got these South Carolina boys here to Mississippi to play some baseball and lead it by 10 here in the top of the second against the Cleveland squad. Andrew Botar rolled towards second, knocked down by Brown. His throw over to first will get away from Payne. Dinkins will score. Moore lines up at third. Botar the base runner at first.
Now batting number 9, Caden McGuff.
And the South Carolina lead has grown to 11. Shout out to Cole Dinkins, first baseman, number 7 from South Carolina Machine Pitch and World Series, sending love from his mom, dad, and brother Cooper. We are your biggest fans. Caden McGuff reached on an error and scored a run in the first. No swing on the pitch. 2-0 now on McGuff. Tyler Reed on deck. Good luck, Blythewood. Win it all from the Millers. Stuck in the Bahamas. You had to text again, didn't you, about that Bahama thing? Stuck in the Bahamas. How miserable that must be. It is shot to short and then bounces off the cheekbone of Spinks. That hurt. He got the glove on it. That broke the speed of the ball, but then it created that trajectory that stuck it into the cheekbone of Spinks. And now you've got EMS called for. So that shot to the cheek and might have broken skin. Based on the fact, and the only reason I'm saying such is because they asked for a medic immediately. But he is in the seated position now. That's a good sign for Spinks. And we are certainly hopeful that Dominique Spinks is going to be standing shortly and continue to play the 6th spot. It is a hot July afternoon. You have been out on the diamond now for 34 minutes in this one, played in the game earlier. And then you take the hot shot that ricochets off the mid and catches the cheekbone. And I think I see maybe some ice on Spinks as paramedics come and check on the young shortstop. So while they tend to him, we will take a break on JockJive.com.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back. Hurts too on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
hits a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Well, he is up. That is good news. Dominic Spinks walking over to the dugout, but did have a rag on the nose. So, and I see now that he is leaving with the paramedics. And I don't think it is, well, you never know. It could certainly be something serious, more so than just a nosebleed or a cut. But hopefully it is as minor as can be.
11,
Don't think Spinks, though, will be playing anymore in this one. Seeing folks from down in the southern part of Mississippi up here in the central to northern part. Good to see Laurel, Mississippi represented here. As Tyler Reed steps into the box. So Cleveland is -1. Their shortstop, Dominic Spinks. And they have put Moore back over at third. So Moore did not come in and score on the McGuff shot off of Spinks. And now we're being told that Spinks was not the shortstop, though listed as the guy playing short. So we're not sure who was at short and got popped and taken off the field. It might have been Griffin, but I probably should stop with the speculation. It seemed like it was maybe a 12 or 21, but that one will travel into left field, and the base hit by Reed will drive in a run as Moore comes in to score. Botar will go to third. McGuff is at second. Tyler Reed with the RBI single at first. So apparently there had been a swap of positions, and Spinks was not at short. Irregardless, the youngster has been taken at least to an area where they can get him fixed up, where any cut or any nosebleed is concerned. Brandon Snur reached on an error. That happened in the first, batting here in the second with the bases full and 2 gone in a 12-zip South Carolina lead. All the way from Disney World, I'm thinking of you, Caden, my favorite third baseman. Love, Emily. All these folks in the Bahamas and in Disney World. Way to go, Blythewood. Jack and Grace Campbell in Blythewood, South Carolina. Just enjoying themselves and watching a little baseball. Roll towards second. It will be scooped up there by Brown. Throw over to first, not in time. Another run will plate as Botar comes in and scores.
Now batting number 1, Cooper Penfield.
Base is still loaded for Cooper Penfield. Top of the order moves to the on-deck circle. Shout out to our favorite all-star, Brandon Bolton. We love you from the Kellys. Tell Cooper Penfield I said good luck from Miller Stuck. Thank you very much, Miller. Go Kellen. Love Tay, Auntie, Uncle Walt, and Sky. And the little heart emoji. No swing on the opening pitch to Cooper Penfield. Go Brandon Snur, I love you from Aunt Laura. Keep those RBIs coming, Tyler, from your fans in Buffalo. 334-488-1385. Penfield, the left-hander. Popped up on the infield. Now playing third is Jackson. Drops, picks up, goes over to third, and we'll get the force out there. I believe the run will count. It will not count. So the force out at third negated the run of McGuff. And the force out will go 5-6 for out number 3. 13-zip South Carolina advantage. We head to the bottom of the second. Cleveland batting after this.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back. Her 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Now batting number 21, Jacarius Griffin.
By the way, we have learned that it was Javarius Griffin who was playing short at the time that he took the ricochet off the stick of, I believe it was the McGuff at bat. But obviously no ill intent from McGuff, but it was Griffin who suffered the injury and leaves. And that was Javarius. This is Jacarvius Griffin, who is beginning the bottom of the second. Jonathan Jackson, Jeffrey Drummer due up in the inning 2. Swing and a miss, and out will go Griffin. Well, South Carolina is
now batting number 42, Jonathan Jackson.
A couple of runs away from potentially implementing one mercy rule, but the thing is, where Dixie Youth Baseball is concerned, everybody has had to have had a bat, an at bat. So if we do not have runs plating in the bottom part of the second, and if South Carolina goes beyond that 15-run mark, and if Cleveland doesn't get to their 12-hitter in the bottom of the third, we'll go to the fourth. Everybody's got to have an opportunity to bat before the game will end. It takes priority over a mercy rule. Swing and a miss by Jonathan Jackson. 1 ball, 1 strike. 1 away, nobody aboard, bottom of the second. A 13-zip South Carolina lead. One ball, couple of strikes. More shout-outs. Great job, South Carolina. Keep it up from the Zales in Columbia, South Carolina. Way to represent Beesner. Lots of love from Charleston. Swing and a miss. Out goes Jackson for out number 2. 2 gone for Jeffrey Drummer. Keep it rolling, Blackwood boys, from Brody Myers and family. And again, I was talking over PA, so if you missed it, keep it rolling, Blythewood boys, from Brody Myers and family. So proud of Andrew and Caleb Blackwell. Good luck, Coach Johnny, in Blythewood, South Carolina. Got a lot of folks sending shout-outs. Shout-out to my nephew, Kellen Moore, an outstanding young man on and off the field. Take no prisoners, because then you will have to feed them. From B. Wood, love Uncle Theron, Aunt Rainia, and Blaze. And if I mispronounce names, please forgive me. Way to go, Brandon Snurr. So proud of you. You are doing great. Sending love from Indiana. And Aunt Katie. Hit to second. Fielded there by Blackwell. Goes to first. Gets Drummer on the 4-3 putout. And it's a 3 up, 3 down, bottom of the second. We have played 2. The lead is 13 for South Carolina. We head to the third and to the top of the order for the South Carolina squad when we return to Bearpin Park in
frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back. Her 2 on the assist.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
Leading off the third for South Carolina is number 8, Caleb Blackwell.
Top of the order, top of the third. Caleb Blackwell starting things off for South Carolina. A 13-zip advantage for the South Carolina squad. Connor Cataneo and Andrew Blackwell due up in the inning, too. Let's get to a few more shout-outs. We're rooting for you. Tyler Reed, best wishes to South Carolina all the way from Arizona. Good to have Arizona watching. Go Brandon Snurr from the Crescent Lake crew at the Caver Pool in Blythewood. Or is that Cable Pool? Nonetheless, it's a pool. You guys are trying to rub this in, right? Heard from the Bahamas, Disney World, and a pool. We've been sitting here doing games since 10 o'clock this morning, and yeah, you're sitting back, sipping on a refreshing beverage and enjoying the game. But hey, we're glad you're there. As I tell people, if you weren't, no need for us being here, bringing you the coverage. Top of the third, Caleb Blackwell. He is 1 for 2 in this one. South Carolina, a 9-run first, a 4-run second. Batting here in the third. One field is wrapped up play. Chuck Sebastian's got the rest of the night off. As this one is launched into right field from Blackwell. And South Carolina's got a base runner on in the third.
Now batting number 3, Connor Cataneo.
Connor Cataneo is 1 for 2 in the game. The right-hander steps in, taps the dish with a stick, and gets ready for the pitch. It is looking, unless there is a miraculous comeback by Cleveland, that South Carolina is going to finish as the 1 team in the 4 pool. And that means Alabama would finish second. And if you're looking ahead to championship bracket play on Sunday, into left field, that is a Connor Cataneo base hit. And a couple of base runners on here in the third for Andrew Blackwell. If you look to tomorrow, the winner of Pool 4 will play at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. The runner-up in Pool 4 will play at 2:30. And, of course, we'll have everything posted tonight as to who is playing whom.
Andrew Blackwell.
Andrew Blackwell, perfect in the game. He's appeared at the plate in the first, second, and now third innings. And a double in the first, a single in the second. Brandon Bolton moving to the on-deck circle. More shout-outs. This one says, Go Team SC from Blake Patterson in Blythewood. Popped up over towards first. Reaching back to make the catch. That is Randy Payne, and there's one away.
Now batting number 10, Brandon Bolton.
One out for Brandon Bolton. Keep it up, Blythewood, South Carolina DYB State Director in Conway, South Carolina. and says, keep up the great work, JockJive. See you in Oxford. Well, thank you very much. We will indeed. Got the AAA, got the Ozone, got the majors coming up there in Oxford. The World Series for DYB. Actually, I've got to head out to the far west to do some baseball, but we'll have, let's see, who will we have in Oxford? We'll have Chuck Sebastian, Mike Rideout, Marty Powman, Anthony Crum, Jason Thompson, Mike Flowers will all be there for the coverage in Oxford. Forward short, that will ricochet off of LaKedrick Harris. And South Carolina has gone into the station-to-station mode. Not trying to run up the score any more so. With the bases loaded.
Now batting, number 14, Bowman Rummel.
Bowman Rummel, a couple of singles to his credit. He scored a run as well. A perfect day at the plate for Rummel. One away, has the bases full. Cole Dinkins moves to the on-deck circle. This Cleveland squad down by one. Griffin injured and leaves the field. We are hoping it was not an extremely, well, we hope it wasn't serious, period, but certainly hope he will be back and able to play maybe tomorrow for Cleveland. Shot up the middle by Rummel, and South Carolina again just going station to station, not trying to plate extra runs. Cataneo will go to third. Bolton is at second.
Now
and Rummel now the base runner at first.
Cole Dinkins.
A 14-zip score. Dinkins 0 for 2, but has driven in a run and scored a run. Kellen Moore moves to the on-deck circle. Bottom of the third, Brown, Harris, and Self, the 7, 8, and 9 hitters due up for Cleveland. South Carolina with a 14-zip advantage. Well, if you'd like us to do something like this, or maybe even more extensive, like the work we do with the Southwestern Athletic Conference, into left field, and Dinkins with a base hit. The lead extended to 15.
Now batting, number 4, Kellen
as
Moore.
Cataneo comes in. Dinkins picking up the RBI. We do a lot of multi-camera work for the Southwestern Athletic Conference, Great American Rivalries, ACCC, GCAA. I've done some work with the ESPN3. We'll be doing some more work with ESPN over the course of the fall. So I say that to say this. Very extensive, the coverage. Can be just me and a camera, or it can bring the whole crew. Depends on what you want. If you'd like information, email us info@jockjive.com. INFO, info@jockjive.com. Kellen Moore singles into left field. Bolton will come in and score. Rummel is at third. Dinkins at second. And South Carolina still with the bases full. Still one away, and now a 16-zip score. No swing on the pitch to Botar. Botar has reached twice on errors. An error on the pitcher of the first, an error on second in the second. More shout-outs. Good job, Tyler Reed. You are such a good ball player. Way to go, Brandon Snur. Your Trinity teachers and friends wish you and your team all the best. Here's the pitch to Botar. Well, I'm looking over to the adjoining field as there is a single up the middle that brings in another run. And in will come Dinkins as well. So Rummel scores, Dinkins scores. Moore at third, Botar at first.
Now batting number 9, Caden McGuff.
And the South Carolina lead grows to 18. Caden McGuff reached on an error and singled. He's 1 for 2. He scored a run as well. One away here in the third. Top part of the inning. Well, the other field that started behind us, the Louisiana-Mississippi matchup, is about to catch up with us in that one. Louisiana's got a 4-2 advantage in the third. Here it is an 18-zip advantage. South Carolina in the third. Hit to short, skips underneath the mitt at short of Griffin. And Moore will come in and score from third. Botar at second. McGuff with the RBI single.
Now batting number 11, Tyler Reed.
Tyler Reed followed by Brandon Snurr. Well, why don't we get you updated on scores for Major League Baseball? See what's happening there. As Tyler Reed, who has singled twice, comes to the plate. He has scored a run. He has driven in a run as well. As a couple of base runners on. Here in the top part of the third. Game's in progress. Tigers with a 4-3 lead over the Astros in the bottom of the seventh. Top of the fifth. Rockies leading the Nationals 2-zip. Bottom of the fourth. Braves with a 2-1 lead over the Phillies. Bottom of the third. Red Sox leading the Royals 1-zip. It is hit to third. There the stop is made by Jackson. Goes to the bag. Gets the force out of Botar. And there's 2 away. Indians leading the White Sox 4-3. Top of the fourth. Top of the fourth. Brewers with a 1-zip lead over the Cubbies. Bottom of the fifth. Marlins 5-2 advantage over the Reds.
Brandon Snurr.
Top of the fourth. Diamondbacks 3-1 lead over the Cards. Bottom of the first. It's the Orioles and Rangers scoreless. Got some finals. Yankees nip the Rays 5-4. Angels aggravate the Blue Jays 6-5. Dodgers dump the Giants 2-1. Mariners mash the Mets 3-2. And your games later, Padres and Pirates, Twins, and A's. Two gone for Brandon Snurr. Snurr 1 for 2 with an RBI. Cooper Pinfield on deck. Wrapped over towards first, bobbled a bit by Payne, recovers, gets over to the bag, ahead of the arrival of Snurr for out number 3. Another big inning for South Carolina, though. The lead 19 as we head to the bottom of the third. Brown, Harris, and Self all coming up for Cleveland here on JockJive.com.
Frustrated. She's having trouble with her defensive player. Look at this sweet pass behind the back. Her 2 on his 6.
And that one is hit on a rope to center field. Watch that one. And it is, oh, what a great diving catch by the center field.
And in that game, it was basically a running back by committee. I mean, you had a lot of guys carrying the football. Is that the protocol for the upcoming season for the backfield of Jackson State?
It's a really nice pitch to get the ground ball double play. Second one.
6-5 is your final. East Georgia advances to the championship game.
And now batting number 1, Lamontre Brown.
Bottom of the third, Lamontre Brown starting things off for Cleveland. LeCarrick Harris and Jordan Self due up in the inning too. A 19-zip advantage. Run rules are 15 after 3 with an exception, and that exception is if everybody has batted. If it's another 3-up, 3-down inning, we will go to the 4th. And obviously Cleveland hoping to get some runners aboard. And a new catcher, I think, coming out. Did not look like Bowman Rummel. But when the new catcher made his way almost to the plate, turned around and went back to the dugout. So I don't know if he left off some of the gear or if there's been a last-minute decision to pull the new guy. I guess we will find out after we break. Why don't we pause for this? You are watching JockJive's coverage of the 2017 AA Pitch Machine Baseball World Series here on JockJive.com. Just about all wide Jones County. Diving catch at shortstop. Gross. Towards the gap. Diving catch in center field by Ben Aklinski. There is a shot towards deep short. Kraft's got it. Long throw over, and he got it. The new catcher is Cooper Penfield. And again, I saw a catcher come out. Had the catcher's gear on. Might have been Penfield, not sure. But comes out of the dugout, walks to the plate, and then summons back. And now Penfield is there. So I don't know if it was Penfield originally and he forgot part of his gear or had to make some adjustments, or if it was someone else and Penfield comes in. But nonetheless, Penfield, the guy behind the plate. Conversation going on between Dixie Youth officials and the Cleveland coaches. And I don't know if this maybe is just a notification that where rules in Dixie Youth are concerned that everybody's got to have an opportunity to bat. And if Cleveland does not get all 6 who have not batted to the plate, then the rules state, I guess, or the regulations are that you allow everybody an opportunity. I don't know if that has any flexibility to it. And if in conversation with coaches they can agree to waive, I'm not certain. I guess we will find out as Lamontre Brown steps in. 1 hour, 3 minutes into this one. Brown, Harris, and Self all batting here in the bottom of the 3rd. More shout-outs go Connor. Number 3, love the Brady's watching in L.A. Thank you very much, Los Angeles, California, for watching the coverage. That's, as we say here in the Deep South, the fur piece. I don't think they say that in L.A. Off the end of the stick, Brown rolls it towards second. And safe over on the bag is Brown. So a base runner aboard for LeCarrick Harris.
Now batting number 7, LeCarrick Harris.
More shout-outs. We're so proud of our all-around all-star nephew, Kellen Moore, and his Blythewood Bingle teammates. Major shout-out to you, JockJive, for bringing these great games across the airwaves. Well, thank you very much for watching. Jameson's from Columbia, South Carolina. Harris, swing and a miss, nothing in 1. Jordan Self on deck. 19-zip South Carolina lead, bottom of the 3rd. Cleveland trying to get everybody an at-bat. Brown is on. And there's a swing and a miss by Harris, nothing in 2. Good job, Tyler. Keep it up. Connor is watching in Arizona. Another shout out says, congrats to number 4, Kellen Moore and Coach Moore from your Uncle Steve in the Big Apple up in New York. Swing and a miss, and out goes Harris. Good to hear from the Big Apple. We were in the Big Apple June 21st. Did a Steve Nash benefit at, and I'm trying to remember the park. I think it was Sarah Roosevelt Park, maybe. There in New York. Good to have you watching the coverage. Jordan Self says, I just need a new bat. Darren White provides him such. Base runner at first, Brown. And there's one away here in the bottom part of the third. Swing and a miss by Self. So it looks like, at least with the 2 pulls being played on this field, we have it cut and dried. No tiebreakers necessary. South Carolina will win Pool 4, and North Carolina will win Pool 2. Tennessee will wind up the runner-up in 2, and Alabama the runner-up in 4. Couple of strikes on Jordan Self. Right-hander awaits. Machine delivers. It's swung on and missed by Self. And there's 2 gone in the third. Zamari Hall on deck. Darren White. Right-hander steps in. Brown, the base runner, at first. A 19-zip score here in the third.
Now batting number 3, Darren White.
Lamontre Brown getting on with an infield single. He is over at first, stays there during the strikeouts of Harris and Self. And it's 0-2 now on White. It will be interesting to see if White goes down, what the game plan is. Do you let Hall and Williams come to the plate here in the third just to give them some at-bats? Do you go to the fourth, top part of the inning? Foul out of play. Or do you just wrap it up? I'm leaning towards, if rules allow, obviously, you let Hall and Williams get an at-bat. Here's a swing and a miss by White. And that apparently is it. So apparently where the rules are concerned, you do have the option of asking the coaches if they are in agreement, where the 2 guys, Amari Hall and Terrion Williams, are concerned whether they have to absolutely at bat. And the decision has been made not to. 19-zip your final score. South Carolina will win it. And wraps up day number 1 coverage here on Field 2 of the 2017 DYB AA Machine and Coach Pitch World Series. It's been great to have you on the other end of the coverage. Don't forget to like us on Facebook, follow us on Twitter. On Facebook a little bit later on this evening, we'll have all the setup bracket-wise of who plays who tomorrow, who is 1, 2, and 3 in each of the pools, and who will play whom. We'll have that for you a little bit later on. Thanks for watching. Robert Williamson, so long for JockJive.com. Hey, you might want to catch the other machine pitch game. I see that Louisiana and Mississippi are now tied at 4 in the 5th. So a big game going on there, and looks like coach pitch continuing too between Florida and Virginia. So you got a couple of games you can catch as we close out our coverage here on JockJive.com. Robert Williamson saying so long, everybody.